is our spot. This is the store.
We'll walk down with the camera eventually.
Yeah.
JB here with my boy j-klu, spreading it down for Stolmong, trying to spread the word, you know, doing what we can. Stolmong, check it out! So, when we drove past, we said, where can we go? Well, we seen right here. Space available. Now, I take that shit to heart. So when I seen space available, that means space available. So as you can see, Stolmong is setting up shop right here. Just a couple doors down from Toronto Hemp Company, THC. Get that on camera. And right down there, there's a Scientologist protest going on. So shit's popping right now in Toronto. Holding it down for Stolmong. I'm gonna go up to somebody and ask what's going on.
Alright.
Can you just tell us what this is all about and everything? Because I don't fully understand it. Like, I know, is it against Scientology or they're what they do? Like, you know what I mean? Can anybody speak about it or?
I'll do so.
Step up to the plate?
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Basically, Scientology is what we view as a cult. We don't have any problem with what they believe. I mean, people can believe what they want, right? What we're actually protesting is how the cult is run. Basically, in order to get anywhere, any help from them whatsoever, you have to pay. That is not right, because in America, at least, they get tax exemption status as a religion or church. Okay? So yeah, not only does Scientology force you to pay to get any help from them, they also, once you get deeper into the cult, they eventually make you separate from your family. They force women to have abortions. Not that, you know, we don't want to get into a whole abortion debate, but they force people into it, right? And they do all sorts of other stuff. If you try to get out while they're auditing you, they video record you and ask extremely personal questions, which they use against you if you try to get out of the cult.
Today is Operation Reconnect. The goal of today is to highlight the policy of the Church of Scientology, which is called disconnect. The disconnect policy is that any individual who is within the organization who is connected to someone who is critical or otherwise harmful to that individual, they're told to either deal with them, and if they cannot, disconnect, which is to sever all forms of communication with that person. This, we believe, breaks families, it ruins friendships, and we don't think it's right, we don't think it's fair. So we're encouraging people who are in the church today to contact their families or people who have been disconnected. We've been looking for their inputs to try to find out their stories. It's just one of the many things that we disagree about with the Church of Scientology, but today we are focusing on Operation Reconnect.
It's the heritage minister who's responsible for religion in Canada. But you have better luck calling the opposition, and they can ask a question during Parliament. They can ask a question during the Parliament hearings. But if you call the opposition, then Canada can wield its power and try to shut it down for being a cult instead of a religion. Why it's a cult is because Aleister Crowley is really the founder, not Ron L. Hubbard. Hubbard called his best friend Aleister Crowley, and once you get to the highest level, OT9, they're practicing the occult in there. They take you aboard the Free Winds on the Sea Org, and they're like make you worship the devil without your consent, without capacity to consent. And if you don't, it's like they kill you, they murder you. There's all women who've never come back to tell their story because once they get to the top, they find out that they're devil worshippers, and the real founder is Aleister Crowley, and they practice their cult at OT level 9.
This is the third protest in a matter of 3 months. We're hoping to continue with the monthly protests, highlighting different aspects of the church's wrongdoings.
Has there been any members from the church that have Have there been any interaction? Like, has there been members in the
There
window
has
looking
been
out at any time?
minimal interaction in all three protests. The first protest was clearly the one where they did try to assess what was going on.
They didn't know it was coming, basically, the first time.
Well, they're fairly aware. They do actually maintain somewhat of a sort of a secret spy agency called the Office of Special Affairs. That Office of Special Affairs does pick up information and distribute around, so they were aware of the protests ahead of time.
So you think maybe they'd be taking pictures from the top without us knowing?
That's most certainly
a good possibility.
If you do look every once in a while, there are individuals who will peek out of the windows and will take your photo or videotape. They do this as just data collection in hopes of being able to identify people later on.
If you want to know, the reason we wear masks is because the church has a policy called fair game, where the leader L. Ron Hubbard said that anyone who criticizes the church is fair game to be sued, tricked, lied to, or destroyed. Destroyed. That's in their holy scripture, is that they can do anything they like to people who criticize them. At other protests around the world, they've been known to follow people to try to get their license plate numbers, to see where they live. They'll sue you until you have no more money to fight them anymore. They'll attack you, they'll break into your house. A guy in Los Angeles had his cat poisoned because he kept it outside by the church.
It's messed up stuff here. I can't confirm nor deny this, but we will look into it. But I know it's out there. I hear the stories.
Yeah, we've all heard it.
We've heard it. I'm not an expert in Scientology at all. I don't know what they're about, so that's why we're coming down here to get things, your views and everything.
They've also been responsible for numerous deaths. Let's see. The main one is Lisa McPherson. I'm actually really sympathetic to her family and their cause. Basically, Lisa was a Scientologist who got in a car accident, and while she was okay, she started displaying mental illnesses. Like, she started walking around naked.
Some mind control shit, maybe, or something.
Possibly. So yeah, what happened was they put her in a hospital, but because Scientologists hate psychiatrists, they took her out of the hospital and put her in their own Scientology hospital. She was found roughly a week later, dead due to dehydration and malnutrition. And she had been left in her room so long in the hospital that cockroaches had started eating her body, I should say.
This isn't an organization that thrives entirely on secrecy and the control of information. And I'm sorry, but the whole game has changed.
But isn't every society thrive on that? Like,
it does.
If I
a new society is emerging.
Yeah.
And
but personally, I would like to see a protest that, like, to me, this is cool and everything, but every society at the top does something like this. Like the Roman Catholic Church.
Right.
They do way more grimy shit than Church Scientology, from my perspective.
But, like, have you guys heard about, I think his name is Sean Conley?
They don't sue people.
They don't sue people. Yeah, if I say...
I think they do. I understand.
And I'm sorry, if I tried to make copies of the Bible and give them away, would the church, the Roman Catholic Church sue me for copyrights? Do they copyright their holy books and try to contain them from people, saying, oh, well, if you want to get from Mark to Luke to John, that's going to cost you more and more money? Like, no religion does that. No one. Well, except the long history of cults who tried the same thing.
What they do is there's a specific policy that if they cannot dig something up about you, you must manufacture it. So regardless if you've done anything wrong or not, they will make something up in which to then protest you and try to put you in a really bad light.
Some disinformation to discredit the person or something.
Any sort of anything at all. If they like to hire private investigators to follow people around and find this sort of thing out.